Hello, my dears. My name is Joanna, and I welcome you to the Johanna Takunis, the Deconstruction of C-PTSD podcast. In this episode, we will talk about a feeling many have, the feeling of faking the whole ordeal and where it comes from. That is not about the imposter syndrome. That is something else. It is a feeling you are making a huge show for nothing, and or that there shouldn't be a reason for you to feel this bad, and or not be able to just get on with your life. That can really make you doubt yourself beyond reason and hinder the healing process. So let us talk about it. I still think what happened to me was completely normal. I could swear that in front of a judge without any issues. For me, the other people who claim they had a different upbringing are just lying or really weird. Logically, of course, I came to the realization that is not the case, as well as by the reaction of the other people. Nothing better than telling a for you funny story and then look into horrified and shocked faces. Often speechless too. It really helps to have a list of public-friendly stories to avoid this sort of thing. But it just shows how non-universal the feeling of normal is, and how much an illusion it is. We talked about it many times before. We learn what is normal when we are children. Whatever kind of normal is established, we will consider normal all our life, despite it being not for the general population. That ranges from weird to abusive. Many things might be harmless, but some are definitely not. So first, we talk about the reasons why we feel like faking it, and then about denial. The biggest reason for you feeling like you are faking it is because it feels normal. We just touched upon it, but that mostly for things that happened in the past, long gone. But it also applies for the situation of having PTSD. Usually PTSD isn't the loud dramatic outbreak as it is quite often portrayed. It's a subtle slight gliding down a hill over many years, unless you have a big traumatic event that makes the symptoms basically explode. We go to that another time, but even then. You most likely were slowly sliding downhill over a long period of time beforehand. But because it was slow, you didn't notice. Fog in the pantsing, very slowly increasing the heat. So either your brain is used to what happened to you, therefore it considered it normal, or you slowly glided into it and your normal status changed without you noticing. Or whatever makes your brain think this is normal. But because you feel it is normal, you feel like it isn't really worth the bother. I mean, yes, but not like that. Loads of attention and restlessness of other people just feels wrong. Because it is normal, right? And since it feels wrong, something must be wrong. So you feel like you are completely overdoing it. Making drama over a completely normal thing. Which makes you feel like you are faking it. Despite that really not being the case. Then there is the denial phase. I played into that earlier. It is astonishingly hard to come to terms with what is happening and what happened. Logically, it is rather easy, but feelings-wise, it is a completely different story. Denial doesn't come only in the form of you saying that it must be wrong. Most of the time, it is pushing away those nagging doubts or white thoughts or deep down fears. We fear even more to be real, also like. It is also usually the first and longest phase of the overall healing process. The prologue, so to speak. Of you being completely in denial that it happened, that affected you, or that it was bad. Or the like. That is also easily done when you compare your own experiences with the portrayed one in the media and stories and the like. It creates a wrong perception and therefore you feel a disconnect and dismiss it more easily. It is also easy to dismiss your own suffering compared to those of others. Compared to that, it wasn't too bad. Despite that being rarely accurate. It takes often quite a while to dig out the full trauma and see its full scope. In the end, it is all about coming to terms with it. Which usually only happens if you keep revisiting the topic until it takes on the new shape it needs to be. That was it for today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. Hope you are safe and well. And as always, if you have any questions or feedback and the like, please let me know at contactme@johannatakonis.com. More information and transcript you can find as usually under johannatakonis.com/podcast. Information regarding therapy you can find under johannatakonis/therapy. And links are in the description. Hope to see you next time. Watch yourselves and have a wonderful time.